Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when the plans of the narcissist backfire. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So frequently, the narcissist overplays their hand, but the narcissist also knows what they are doing, and they have a master plan on how to take as much as they possibly can from unsuspecting people or people who haven't healed or who haven't understood what narcissism is. But having said these three things, the narcissist plans will backfire at times. Let's say you were discarded, and if you were, my heart goes out to you. Well, did you see the ending of the relationship coming the way it ended? Probably not. It probably came out of left field. And the narcissist already had the new supply lined up. Now, the new supplies, who I'll focus on for a quick moment here, the new supply, again, they are either a toxic person themselves, they're a recycled source, someone who hasn't broken the trauma bond, or they're a brand new clean slate, someone who does not know what narcissistic abuse is. That's what you were. You were number 3, that's what I was. But now we understand and we know how important it is to remove ourselves from these narcissistic people and relationships. But the narcissist, when they were grooming the new supply, let's say for a moment that the new supply themselves turned out to be toxic. Well, the narcissist plan backfired, didn't it? Because the narcissist now would be getting played. The thing is, they met their match. They met another narcissist who is more powerful than they are, or smarter than they are, or who has been around the block more times. You see, the narcissist always overplays their hand, and they always believe the grass is greener on the other side. And they are learning, they are understanding that the grass isn't always greener, specifically if you are an empath, a kind, loving, stable, healthy person, and that you know who you are now. Because you are a rare breed. You are not a dime a dozen. You are a very special person if you are an empath. And again, for those of you who don't think that empathy exists, it's because you don't possess it and you can't wrap your head around it. If narcissism exists, empathy exists. Case closed. Play it a few times. But as the thumbnail mentions, when the narcissist plans backfire, that's just one example. How about this one? How about the narcissist was grooming you, or they were grooming somebody, and they thought that there was a lot of money behind the scenes that you were going to inherit or that you had, and they were putting a lot of time into you, they were love bombing you, etc., and they thought there was going to be a big payday for them. Well, lo and behold, there wasn't money, and they just assumed the wrong thing. They didn't ask the right questions, and they thought that you were going to inherit a boatload of money or cash in a 401k or something. But what they didn't realize is they were barking up the wrong tree. Perhaps you did not have financial assets or resources, and they understood this at the end of the relationship, and they're like, what? I just spent all this time trying to get as much as I could from this person. They have nothing. This is what happens. Things like this happen each and every day. The narcissist does not, and I repeat, not always go away into the sunshine and live their best life. It's quite the opposite. They usually slither away into the darkness, and they are usually looking for other unsuspecting people to glom onto or to enter relationships with. They're looking for people who are vulnerable, people who don't know their value or their worth, people who don't know about narcissism, and people who will believe in the mask. And at one point, that was you, or maybe all of those things were you. But now you understand, you're applying the tools, you're getting the wisdom. You realize that going no contact and deleting these people is the path. You understand that your energy is priceless, your time is invaluable, and your resources were decimated, and now you're rebuilding, or you have rebuilt. That is why so frequently on the channel, I strongly suggest for people to really understand what the narcissist's intentions were with you. It wasn't to grow old gracefully with you. It wasn't to raise the kids peacefully. It wasn't to have beautiful, unprovoked vacations. It wasn't to spend clandestine, beautiful dinners gazing into each other's eyes. It was none of that. That's what you perhaps thought it was going to be, but that's not what it was. The narcissist looked at you as an opportunity. And they looked at you as a way to take advantage of. They looked at you as something they could take as much as possible from, because again, you were most likely in a vulnerable place, but you didn't know what narcissism was. But when the plans of the narcissist backfire, and believe me, they backfire so frequently, you just don't hear about it, because the narcissist doesn't want to tell anybody other than the falseness of the mask. They want people to believe that their life is perfect. It's on a calm ocean, everything's going swimmingly, they have not a care in the world, and that they're living their best life. That is not the case. Remember a few things here. One, when the narcissist's cell phone battery dies, they're left scrambling and struggling. Or if the power goes out, let's say they forget to pay the power bill. Well, what happens then? Well, they need to lean on somebody to pay the bill for them because they're too lazy to pay it themselves. They probably don't even know how to write a check or how to insert someone else's credit card into the electrical facility to pay the bill. See, the narcissist needs people. They need people to do things for them. They trick people, they trap people, they manipulate people. And they are absolutely incredible at doing this until when? Until you see behind the mask, until you get that first light bulb moment, and until you understand that the narcissist plans probably backfired with you multiple times. You just didn't know about it. And I'll give you an example right here. Let's say the narcissist had you lined up and they had you in the narcissistic fog or the devaluation stage, and they were extracting as much from you as they possibly could. And then let's just say that they were triangulating you one too many times. Maybe it was with the waitstaff, maybe it was on an airplane, maybe it was at a barbecue, or maybe it was your own birthday. And you looked, something wasn't right, you figured it out, but you've seen it one too many times. Then maybe you did go to a search engine or a browser and you typed in like spouse or person is paying more attention to someone other than me, and then boom, 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 there you go. Narcissism pops up, or triangulation, my least favorite thing these creatures do. But when that happened, it backfired because they were pressing on the gas pedal of abuse with you, but they didn't realize that you were smart enough and strong enough, and you had enough fortitude within you and resolve and curiosity to figure out and to find that needle in a haystack. And if that was your path or something similar, you know what I'm talking about. And then you said, oh my gosh, this person I fell in love with, they can't fall in love with me. And I'm in the relationship and I've been married to them for X number of years. And what my purpose was perhaps to raise the kids or put a roof over their head or have them create a business. But I'm being strung along here. I am not being treated properly. The narcissist is on the road doing their job, wink, wink, or taking seminars, wink, wink, or whatever they're doing, but they're not here with me. I wonder why they're spending so much time on the road. Oh, at that barbecue, it was that strange person I saw that I'd never heard of that was a little too close with my spouse. And then you put two and two together and they're in the same workforce or the same occupational field, and now they are spending a little too much time together. I hope you understand what I'm sharing. But when that happened, that's probably when you put your foot down. You drew a line in the sand and said, hey, I'm done. I can't do this. I am not tolerating this behavior anymore. And the very next day, either you removed yourself from the relationship, perhaps, or you worked on an exit plan, or maybe the narcissist was getting ready to discard you, but you thwarted their plans because you called them out. And now they had to speed up that new supply. They had to groom that person a lot quicker. They had to insert that new supply into their life while they were removing you, or you removed yourself from that relationship. These are examples that I'm sharing with you, and they're happening all over the globe. As I'm creating this content right now on this beautiful rainy day in the Carolinas, you're consuming it. Maybe you're going to bed, maybe you're having a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe you're on a plane, maybe you're at work having a lunch break, maybe you're on the beach enjoying the beautiful weather, but you're consuming the video and you're understanding that you are the priority, that you come first, second, and third. And the narcissist is actually smaller than a piece of dirt below your shoe when you really wrap your head around what these people do. They usually have the loudest voice in the room. They usually bend the rules to whatever direction they want them bent in. They usually have flying monkeys swarming or flying all around them. They also have enablers. They have people that are reliant upon them financially and for roofs over their heads and tuition and things like that. And what they do is they want to inflict as much damage to these people. They don't want anyone to have their own identity. They don't want anyone to think for themselves. They don't want anybody to believe in themselves. This is why the narcissist collects people. They collect relationships. They collect broken hearts. They collect so many things. They collect people's money and their time. This is what the narcissist does through life. They go through life gallivanting the globe, trying to elevate their next level of manipulation. And they always want to acquire or attain more and more and more. And it will never be enough for the narcissist. Remember, when you were in that relationship, you gave to a fault. You did everything you could to put the band-aids on all of the cuts that were being sliced into you. And I do mean that the way I said it, meaning not physically, but the narcissist was trying to do damage to you. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. As soon as you put out one fire here, there were 3 more popping up there. As soon as you put those 3 fires out, there were 9 more. It's like playing that game of whack-a-mole at the circus. As soon as you hit one mole down, there are 3 more that pop up. This is what the narcissist does, and they know what they are doing. But having said all these things, there are many times when the narcissist plans, they go backwards, or they backfire. And why they backfire is because the narcissist always overthinks their hand. They always believe that they can get their exes back. They always believe that they can get their children to open up communication with them once they've gone no contact. They always believe that their parents or grandparents will be there for them in a pinch. Think about this one, divorcing the narcissist. If you've done it, you know what I'm talking about. If you're doing it, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And if you're about to do it, you should pay attention. When you're divorcing the narcissist, usually the proceedings get dragged out. So usually, let's say you have a timeline that the lawyer told you perhaps you could be divorced by X date. Well, usually that's going to be extended because the narcissist is going to want to drag this out as long as possible. And they will not care about how much money is spent on lawyer fees. They will not provide the paperwork that they're supposed to by whatever jurisdiction is acting for it or asking for it. And they will not care about the rules because the narcissist usually is playing not only their own lawyer, but they'll try and play the judge. They'll try and play your lawyer. They're definitely trying to play you. They're trying to play your children against you, your hobbies, your tangible assets they want to take from you. But why I'm saying they're divorcing the narcissist is because, again, they don't realize, because they're so shallow-minded and they're in their tiny little pea brain, they don't realize that if they used a little bit of common sense, which they don't have, that they would actually do the right thing. And they could cut deals with people who are trying to divorce them. They could get really good deals and cut them with them, because many times, not always, but the person who is trying to divorce the narcissist at times is willing to give up a little bit more to get free from the tether of the narcissist. But the narcissist most times says, no, I don't want to do it. That's not enough. You see, the narcissist wants everything, but what they do is they want to take as much as they can. And when they're trying to use the legal system to their benefit, sometimes it succeeds. In other words, they can drag the courts out for a while until the court says enough. But eventually what happens is their own lawyers and the court system says, wait, this person's been putting this off for so long. What's going on here? The one person, which was you, is providing all the information. You're doing everything above board, which is what you're supposed to be doing, and that's why you're in the channel. The narcissist is doing the exact opposite. And there are good people out there that recognize this and say, wait, something's wrong here. Oh, I see this. The one person that is trying to get free from the other person, and they're willing to give up a little bit more than they should, the other person is not accepting it because they want to take everything they possibly can. And this is when things backfire for the narcissist, specifically in the legal system, not always, but at times, because they think that they are smarter than the legal system. They think they're smarter than the lawyers and the judges, etc. And when they push it too far, sometimes they get nothing. They get exactly what they're looking for, which is they don't get custody. They don't get the money that was presented to them. They don't get half of the house. They don't get what they were, what the person was going to offer them. They get a lot less. And now where do they have to go? They have to go live in the basement of their parents, or they have to go live in a friend's rented room that they don't even have money for, or they have to go live in a car, or they have to go live somewhere else, because these people continuously overplay their hand, and things go backwards and they backfire for the narcissist, because the narcissist, they really believe that everything will go the way it is supposed to go in their tiny little brain. They believe that script that runs around and around and around, it will never let them down. But that's not the truth. The truth is these people's lives go sideways so frequently. When you were in the relationship with them, there were so many times you would hear them mumbling, maybe talking to themselves and saying strange things to themselves. These are some of the strange behaviors of the narcissist. There would also be times when the narcissist would be in your house and they would say, hey, I need to get out of the house. I need to go pick up the milk for the kids tomorrow. And you're like, wait, tomorrow we have a full fridge full of groceries, and tomorrow it's a Saturday. The kids don't even have school. They're going to be sleeping in, so we can get the milk tomorrow. And they're like, no, I need to go. I'll be back. And they come back an hour, maybe 2 hours later. And you're like, well, what happened? Was the store open? Oh, no, I drove all over the town. I couldn't find any milk, but I'm here now. And then you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, it's now 11 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock at night, whatever time it was. What's going on here? Well, you can put 2 and 2 together now, but back then you couldn't put it together, because who in their right mind would go get a product that they don't need until tomorrow? Nobody. But that's the narcissist in their little mind going around and around. They need to get out. They need to escape their mind. They need to be busy. They need to be playing the texting games of the narcissist, the emoji games of the narcissist, the waiting games of the narcissist, the pining games of the narcissist. This is what they love. That's why so frequently the narcissist has multiple devices, meaning multiple smartphones, etc., and they are crawling all over social media, mainly and specifically, but not exclusively, to dating apps, because the narcissist needs sources of supply. And I am not referring to romance exclusively. The narcissist can get supply from a pet, from a trip, from money, from your demise, from health concerns, from an inheritance, from friendships, from hobby groups or communities, from religious organizations. They get supply from anywhere. That is why you must go no contact. And you must understand that choking these people out, meaning not allowing them to see your social media, hear your voice, know what you're doing, know who you're connecting with, know where you're living, knowing anything about you, that's the path. Because I'll say it again, and I've said it recently in videos, the narcissist had the best thing ever in you. And they know it, and I know it, and now you know it. Your job, the path, is to go no contact and let these people shrivel up and fade away, because the gravy train is over. Their life will go sideways. That's not a threat. It's not, I'm not hoping it. It's reality. It's what happens to people when they use and abuse and manipulate other people. It's what happens to people when they overstep their bounds. It's what happens to people when they burn bridges and they blow up people's lives and relationships. It will come back to the narcissist. I don't know when, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe not for another month or 5 years, or maybe in the next lifetime. I don't know. But what I do know is there will be retribution for what they did. And it won't come at your hands, by the way. Understanding that you living your best life, going towards or reaching or arriving at the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time, that's the path. And that is where my hope is either you have reached or you are striving to reach, because there is plenty of room for all of us up there. Anyone who is not a toxic person, there's more than enough room. And I'm standing right up there with so many other people waiting to help you get across and up and over the mountaintop to the pinnacle of indifference. Because waiting for the narcissist's life to implode or wishing them ill will, it will never serve you. It can never serve you. It means you're still being consumed by the narcissist. It means that you're still giving them your energy. And it means that you still have some healing to do, because this journey called life is your journey. And yes, did the narcissist enter your life for a period of time? Of course they did. But you have to take the lifelong learning lessons from the past. You have to not predict the future, meaning not wish them harm or ill will or anything. And just know that they're a sinking ship. They will not improve. They will only deteriorate. They will become the aging narcissist, which is what? That's right. It is not a pretty sight to see. That's what each and every one of these people becomes if they reach a certain age. But your path is different. You are a beautiful, bright, shining light. You are the energy source that the narcissist wanted to capture for a period of time, and they did succeed for the length of that relationship, but they no longer have access to you. You have healed, or you are healing, and you now realize that, yeah, the narcissist's life probably has gone sideways since your relationship ended. It's probably gone sideways multiple times, and maybe you actually have information about it. I can't tell you. My hope is you don't. But if you do, understand that your trajectory of life, you're going up and to the right like a stock market stock that is going to the moon. That's your life. That's what you will be doing. The narcissist is not even a penny stock. They're a low vibrational creature who needs other people to do things for them. As I mentioned earlier, the narcissist needs people to provide a roof over their head, to pay their bills, to put gas in their car, to buy a car, to raise the kids, to pay tuition, etc. These people are parasites, and they know it. What they do is they look for unsuspecting people to do their bidding for them and to do their work for them because they're too lazy. And at their core, the narcissist is a coward and a bully. They are the most shallow people you will ever meet. The thing is usually when you meet them, before you know what the narcissistic abusive cycle is, they're wearing the mask and they're manipulating you. So you think that they're the best person ever, and they're so congenial and they're amazing and they're incredible people. But what they are walking parasites, and they know it. And they cannot escape all of the darkness that's going around in their mind. They can't remove all the skeletons in the closet from the lives that they've blown up in the past. And they cannot ever take back the poor behavior that they dished out or displayed to you and to so many other people, which included verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse at times, financial abuse, and if I didn't say it, spiritual abuse. You see, you can't unsee what you've seen, but what you can do is go no contact and understand that, yes, the plans of the narcissist many times, they will get sidetracked, and they will not happen the way they want them to go, because the narcissist always, and I mean always, overplays their hand. But things catch up with the narcissist. It's just that my hope is they will catch up with the narcissist at a later date, so you don't have to be around for the fallout. You don't have to know anything about them, because that is the path. The path is to live your best life, move forward each and every day, continue to become awakened and aware, continue to become educated and empowered, and realize that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And if you've risen through the ashes like a phoenix and come through the fire, and you are now in the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You are changed forever for the better, because you've had the sleepless nights, you've had all the tears cried, you've had all the relationships blown up, you realized that you were all by yourself and that no one was going to check in and knock on the door and be there to save you. You had to save yourself. And one of the key ways to save yourself is to stop giving the narcissist your energy, stop communicating with them, drown them out, go no contact, etc., and really focus on yourself. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And understand something. The narcissist plans, they will get sidetracked. They will not go the way that they think they will. They will never tell you that. They will never tell others that. What they will do is what they usually do. Play the victim card, or I had it so tough, I had a rough childhood, or whatever they're going to say to attract the next fly into the web of manipulation. That's what they do. So the whole path here is to understand the narcissist can't change. They can never get out of the loop of misery and loop of abuse and a loop of manipulation where they exist. They wanted you stuck and trapped in that loop, and you were there for a while, but you're not there any longer. That's why you really need to understand you're a beautiful, bright, shining light, and you are going to elevate, if you haven't already, higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. Because why? Because you are not supply. You are a beautiful human being, and I'm sending you a huge heart and virtual hug. Understand who you are. You are stronger than you know. You are stronger than you think. I love you all. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.